I was on Twitter when I just happened to be, I guess you could say, responding to somebody with a link to a particular article, to a particular story that I just recently did. And that story was about the man in Louisville, Kentucky, who attacked those officers and they brought him in alive. So I went to go look for the link of the article, and shocked to my surprise when this news story popped up in the same exact city, in the same exact state, maybe a day or maybe a couple days after. I'm not sure exactly what the dates were, but they were very close in proximity of each other, where you have a similar incident, but this time with a black male. And the black male you see right here, his name is Elijah Eubanks, and he is 20 years old. And they basically say that he got in a confrontation with the cops like that white guy did that I talked about, but his ended a little differently. He ended up getting shot. However, he did not die. They didn't kill him. But he did get a bullet put into his body. Unlike the other guy who went through all of that stuff with those cops and they wanted to follow protocol or their protocol and take him in completely unscathed. The only thing he had on his face were those bruises when he got into it with the cops. That was it. But this guy here gets shot. Now, the title reads, "Dramatic moment, Louisville cop leans through a car window inches from female passenger and shoots and injures black suspect who complained he was being harassed before he pulled a revolver and fired." Police have released body cam footage of an officer leaning through a car inches from a female passenger to shoot at a suspect who pulled a gun. So they leaned in. Apparently there were two people in the car, multiple people in the car. Him and a female passenger. That cop actually leaned in just to shoot this guy. Suspect Elijah Eubanks, age 20, is hospitalized in stable condition after drawing a revolver and firing once at police in Louisville, Kentucky at around 1 a.m. on Saturday. The incident unfolded in the Breckenridge Square apartments where residents complained to an off-duty officer who lives in the complex about an unfamiliar car with suspicious individuals inside. The off-duty officer called the complaint in, and Louisville Metro PD patrol officers Ian Stewart and Eric Goldschmidt responded to the scene. The two officers approached the parked suspicious vehicle, a blue SUV, and found two males and one female inside, body cam footage shows. With the two males sitting in the front and the female in the rear, Officer Stewart approached the driver's side and instructs the driver to exit. The driver complies. Meanwhile, Officer Goldschmidt approaches the front passenger side and instructs Eubanks to exit the vehicle. He does not. "Why are you harassing me, sir?" asks Eubanks. "We had a call of suspicious individuals nobody recognized in this car. This is her mom's house. This is his car," says Eubanks, pointing at the other occupants in the car. "All right, well, chill for a second and we'll talk to you. If everything is fine, we don't have a problem." Eubanks repeatedly refuses to exit the car. From the driver's side, Stewart unlocks the vehicle doors and Goldschmidt opens the passenger door. In a flash, Eubanks raises his hand holding a dark object towards Goldschmidt's face. It happens too quickly for the body cam to capture clearly. "Oh shit, gun, gun, gun," shouts Goldschmidt, sprinting for cover. Multiple shots ring out. On the driver's side, Stewart leans through the open window of the back seat and fires at Eubanks through the vehicle, inches from the female passenger who was still sitting inside. Eubanks is struck by the gunfire and falls to the ground. The officer calls for backup and repeatedly instructs him to stop moving as he rolls and tries to crawl. Finally, Goldschmidt approaches and cuffs him. Police recovered a handgun on the outside of the SUV. Evidence shows it to be a snub-nosed revolver with metallic finish and wooden grip. The car's other passengers were also uninjured. Police said they cooperated and have not been charged. Louisville Police Chief Steve Conrad, who said the video released quickly because the department strives to be a model transparency. Now listen to that. They released that body cam footage quickly because they knew this was one of those times where they could actually say the black guy actually had a gun and used it. But when it's the other way, they want to wait for so long to release these images and take their sweet time because they want to edit all this shit out. Eubanks remained hospitalized and has yet to be charged. It comes 2 days after an off-duty police officer in Hopkinsville, Kentucky was shot and killed, which is the one which is a story that I just recently did. The suspect in that case is 34-year-old James K. DeCourcy, was found and killed Friday by law enforcement officials in Tennessee. Listen, all I'm saying is look at the transparencies, and you'll have the colonizer out there saying, "Oh, this has nothing to do with race." I just gave them two stories, one with a white guy, one with a black guy. The white guy was able to get extremely combative with those cops. This guy, however, he did have a gun. Actually, and for once they can actually prove that he did, because usually, they'll say, "Oh, he had a gun or an object in his hand that looked like a gun but wasn't a gun." But they can actually say this time that he did have one, and that was the case. But they still shot him. If this is a white person, they would have let them have a complete standoff while in the car, and they probably still wouldn't have shot him. They probably would have tased them at best. So I just want y'all to see the differences. Same state, probably the same county, different outcomes. Y'all let me know what you think down in the comments.